is Ericka Byer, and this is my journey with Jesus. I grew up in a family who actively practiced the Catholic faith, and that foundation was what my entire faith journey has been built on. And then I got to high school, and I was invited to a youth group by someone at my school. Really, what impacted me in that season is I discovered that I could have a personal relationship with Jesus. And so I went to college, and I had this desire to start reading the Bible. And I was sitting on my bed, and I opened my Bible that I had since I was a young girl, and I decided I would start in the book of Matthew and know that the Holy Spirit was moving and longed for me to know Jesus better. And so I graduated college. I married my high school sweetheart, and we moved to the Twin Cities. A year later, we moved to Lakeville and found Hosanna, and we just knew right away that it was our church home. At that point in my life is when Jesus really called to my heart, and the Holy Spirit began to move to draw me deeper. I began to really read the Bible. My neighbor next door to us began to disciple me. She really stirred the Holy Spirit in my life to just follow Jesus in a different way. In 2014, we found out we were pregnant with our first child. I went to a normal checkup, and we found out that our daughter no longer had a heartbeat. We delivered her, we held her in our arms, and we said goodbye to her all in the same night. We were devastated. That was a hard season of life, but also one in which Jesus beckoned me closer. I look back on that season, and while I don't wish that upon anybody, I would never change that part of our story, because God has used Kylie's life in ways that I never could have expected. A year and a half later, we found out we were pregnant again, and in November, we went into labor with our son. Later in the stages of labor, his heart rate plummeted. We were rushed to the OR. I began to pray. And it started as a whisper. It was, "Lord, please protect our son." I said over and over, "Lord, please protect our son." By the time they were rushing my bed down the hallway to the OR, I was screaming the words, "Lord, please protect our son." So our son was delivered within minutes of me being put to sleep, with no heartbeat and with almost no blood in his body, and he was not breathing. He was resuscitated for 18 minutes. A nurse has told me they remember the words being said at 15 minutes, like, "Let's turn off the lights, and we're gonna try for 3 more minutes." 3 minutes later, our son got a heartbeat back. I say that is when the Holy Spirit breathed the breath of life back into our son. My husband followed the ambulance to the U of M, and I stayed as a patient until the morning. And I remember every person who walked in the room, I said to them, "I believe in miracles. Do you believe in miracles?" And I would not let it go. Like, I look back at that, in that season, in that moment, and think those are from the Holy Spirit. And my dad, who's in the medical field, I remember looking at him and saying, "I believe in miracles. Do you believe in miracles?" And he said, "Ericka, I believe in miracles, but you have a really sick baby." So our son had been sent to have an MRI, and I remember the moment that the NICU doctor, who's now the head of the NICU at the U of M, came running to our room. And she said, "His MRI results are normal." She's like, "There is no explanation for this." We didn't know in that time if our son was going to have problems in the future or not, and we are raising a normal 6-year-old boy who has no health complications at all. Jesus became real to me in ways that he never had been before. Looking back on the story of my life so far, I see the presence of Jesus all over it. From the moments in childhood when those seeds were being planted to the birth of our children and all that we went through with that, Jesus was present. What those moments that I reflect back on do is give me confidence that Jesus will be with me as I walk forward.